So let's get to it. Um, so yeah, so let's actually go ahead and say you guys take a long rest here. Um, you I guess take a nap. It's not terribly late in the day, but that's fine. Um, and as you start to come to, uh, you feel the warm sun on your faces. Um, you hear the gentle breeze like blowing through, and when you open your eyes, you realize you're in a completely different location than you were previously.
Oh crap, we got beamed up again. Anyone want to look for clouds?
Fuck, we've been doing
Come
Does
on,
any
I wanted a race of kobolds to worship me as their god.
I
What?
can assure you there will be an opportunity for such things in future. Uh, for right now, would anybody like to roll a perception check?
Yep.
Geezer.
Sure.
Okay, I can too.
A an unnatural 20.
Very nice. Okay. From the bottom of the order. So Lotus, you sit up, you look around, and you realize that. I mean, I suppose you don't even need a really much of a perception check just yet. You sit up, you look around, and you realize that you're all laid out on this beautiful white sand, um, underneath a small cluster of palm trees, um, and you look out and you see a brilliantly blue ocean, uh, stretching all the way to the horizon.
Beach episode?
Well, that's
Yes,
nice.
this is the beach episode, guys.
Fuck yeah!
Are we dead?
No.
Are we dead or is this Ohio? Are we sure
There's
this
a beach. It's not
is
Ohio.
No, we don't know.
I most certainly don't. What's going on?
And yeah, and so Favor, you see pretty much the same thing as Lotus. You realize you're on a beach. There's the ocean nearby. Um, you also see like a couple of fish like jumping out of the water, and it's just 18, 20, 23. Okay, and the rest of you, you look down the beach. You realize there are a lot of palm trees. This is a very lush area. There's there's doesn't seem to be any people, but as you look down to your right, there appears to be a small house-like structure. That is very much islander chic, uh, with like the palm fronds for a roof. And from this far away, I'd say Zendril, you're the only one that can really tell, but there does seem to be somebody maybe moving around inside. But yeah, that's what you guys see. It's a beautiful beach. It's a lovely day. You are all a bunch of terrible adventurers.
Okay. I sit up for a minute, dust the sand off of me, and go, looks like someone's moving around in that house out that way. We should probably go see why the fuck we're here.
This is too beautiful to be real. Are you sure we're not dead?
I've woken up in worse places.
I'm pretty sure we're not dead, because if we were dead, we would be recycled by now.
Recycled?
I'm gonna let you guys roleplay this out.
Yeah, you know, that's kind of our thing. We die, we get brought back when the next world event happens.
It's
What?
it's a long story.
It's a very long story.
Death Plus.
Death Club?
No, it's like Death Plus. You get to do
It's
it.
like it's like
Well-
death, but none of the commitment.
Well,
Of course, there are some people who have ended up as dead.
And very true. Well, we think. We're not certain.
I'm sure.
I'm afraid of that one.
But I'm sure we wouldn't be seeing this all together at the same time if we were dead.
That's fair.
It's also very unlikely that we would statistically all be having the same daydream.
Yeah.
He, Zendril says and then flicks his tongue a couple times.
If I walk into the sea, will I drown or will I not drown?
Can you swim?
I don't think so.
Honey, that's how you drown.
Yeah, that makes sense. I guess I didn't think that one through all the way.
My dear friends, we are here for some reason. I might go talk to the fish.
The fish?
The fish.
Oh yeah, I forgot you could do that.
You can talk to fish?
I can talk to any animal.
Like Dr. Doolittle?
Who the fuck is Dr. Doolittle?
I think I read it in a book somewhere.
Dr. Doolittle is the druid vet from Samara's hometown.
No, that's the amazing Dr. Cole.
Who's Dr. Cole?
Cole.
I think it's safe to assume that Samara has lost her memory.
Can someone check my head to make sure I don't have a concussion?
That's
I
a
can.
guess. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
Would a medicine check do?
You know what? It would.
Gotta use that medicine score somewhere.
All right. Yep. That you are able to tell that Samara has not sustained a blow to the head. Ooh,
Surprisingly.
Actually, what's your... Wait, so you're checking over her head? Like what? Just all of it?
I'm just giving her a general checkup.
Okay.
I mean, we did just come from a cave-in.
What's your passive perception?
I shall check. Then it's a 14.
Okay, yeah, no signs of concussion.
Well, your head looks fine.
Thanks. Thanks, Doc. So the house. I guess we go?
I don't see why not.
Vamos!
I'm here for it. Let's go.
Ra, you coming?
Yes, I'll follow.
Alright, so you all go over to this little hut, and as you get closer, the rest of you can also tell that there's somebody putzing around inside. And as you get closer, you realize that it's not actually a hut, it's more like a bar-looking area, like a tiki bar. And there is someone behind the counter currently mixing up some cocktails.
Is it Jimmy Buffett? I need to know.
I roll to seduce.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna need an investigation check on the Jimmy Buffett situation. Second of all, that's the fucking most funny thing I've ever heard in my goddamn life. Second of all, third of all, we're on third. Ra, it all depends on what you do to seduce.
Well, I'm going to walk up to him, see the little glass he's shaking up, or find the nearest closest drink on the bar, look at him, and say, you know, it's a little hot here. Let's say we cool off. And I touch the drink and freeze it with my with one of my spells.
Okay, make sure if it's not a cantrip, make sure to do to burn a spell slot. Okay, now make a charisma check. Also, Samara, based on your cursory examination, he does appear Buffett-esque.
He is Buffett adjacent.
He is definitely wearing a floral patterned Hawaiian shirt, and it seems like he might have a case of the Mondays.
Bimmy Juffet.
I'm gonna walk up to him and say hello to my old buddy James Buffet.
Okay. All right. So we'll do Ra's thing.
It's canon. His name is James Buffet now.
James Buffet.
So Ra, as you approach James Buffett, which you see on his name tag that it says James Buffet.
Yes.
You don't really get a reaction from him as you do this weird thing to his drink, but he turns towards you and says, "Hello, how can I help you?"
Why are we here?
You say this to Buffett, to Buffet, Jimmy.
To James Buffet, yes.
So he turns to you, and he's kind of smiling a little bit, and he says, "Do you mean existentially?"
In the moment, I suppose. At the moment? Physically? Spiritually? Mentally?
What she means is, how'd we end up on this beach?
How the fuck did we get here, James? Answer the question.
I picture Samara just grabbing him by the front of his shirt and lightly shaking him.
Just slowly losing my mind. Like, where are we, James? Where are we?
Oh yeah. So what's going on in y'all's minds right now?
I think I've been upcycled so many times that I'm just kind of shrugging this off like this is normal.
Well, that's not how. You guys aren't being reincarnated or.
I know, but it's basically wibbly wobbly timey wimey bullshit.
Okay, that's not. I mean, we can get into that later. Okay. So Samara's freaking out a little bit. Ra instantly is DTF, I guess. Lotus Favier.
I'm just trying to get Samara some answers so she doesn't hurt this man.
I'm assuming that I'm like a little bit behind because I didn't really know what was going on before. Because I just thought we were at the ocean, and then I'm seeing him, but I'm assuming I'm catching up. And I caught the part where Ra's about to try to have sex with him a little bit, and like that seems normal to me. I feel like I've run into James Buffet before. He's got swagger like that.
He seems familiar, but not. Well, we can't do the not too familiar joke anymore.
Curse you, being dad.
So Samara, you grab James by the front of his shirt and you shake him a little bit, and he just kind of looks at you blankly and says, "Depending on your belief system, we all assign meaning in different ways. What do you believe, Samara?"
I just want to point out that he knows your name.
We didn't introduce ourselves.
I'm very frightened. But I do believe I asked you a question. Please, James.
You ask, "Why are we here?"
I'm starting to think we're dealing with an android.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, I'm definitely about to cast Identify on this dude.
What the fuck is an android?
Or at least a Warforged.
Well, it's the opposite of like most people consider it to be the opposite of an iPhone.
I like to think of it as an improvement on an iPhone.
Thank you.
Yes.
So what does Identify do?
Hold on, I'll just send a screenshot.
Is he an object?
To Ra, all living beings are objects.
Then this spell must get used a lot without any results.
Yes.
Okay. So you reach out a hand and you touch him on the shoulder, and you cast Identify, and you don't get anything back.
I'm gonna relay to the party that my spell has given me nothing.
In fact, you realize as you touch him on the shoulder, there's something odd about the sensation. And I'm gonna need you to make I guess a perception check.
All right, perception check. Got it.
Can I let go of James now?
Oh yeah, Samara, actually you also make a perception check since you touched him as well. Okay. So Samara, you're so freaked out that you don't notice it at first. But Ra, you realize there's no like sensation. Like you're aware that you are touching his shoulder, but you can't like feel like the material of his shirt. There's not like any warmth from his body, or even you realize you don't even feel like pressure of his body. There's no like physical sensation.
Favor, can you do me a favor real quick?
Sure.
I believe you did this last time. I needed some, let's say, mental guidance. Do you mind smacking me one really good time?
Are you sure? Last time you threatened me.
This time you have my consent.
All right. I slap him.
How full strength?
Enough to do some damage.
Yeah.
I mean, roll to attack.
Would that be a strength or a dex?
Strength, because he's not trying to dodge.
Could I say since I'm allowing it, it would be with advantage?
Actually, yeah, that works. With advantage.
Oh.
Thank goodness for advantage. Does
Right.
18 hit?
That it does.
Okay, roll for damage.
Okay, so D4, correct?
Yes.
Oh. I must have held back.
Perfect.
Okay, you take 1 point of psychic damage.
Oh, my head. Oh. Alright. There's something going on here. We must all be under some spell of some sort.
Can anyone cast Detect Magic?
My Identify would have told us of any magic. If I was actually touching anything. You know what? Let me do that while touching one of my party members. Zendril, do you mind being used as a test dummy of sorts?
Go at it, bud. And I hold my arm out to you.
Thank you. I'm going to grab Zendril and cast Identify. It'll tell me any spells currently affecting.
If it passes, can I just say that it just pops up big ass weird lizard man?
Yes, okay. You get like a ping in your brain of weird lizard man, and you can't tell exactly what spell. There's definitely a magical effect, um, but it seems to be a hybrid between a School of Enchantment and School of Illusion spell.
I relay all that to the party.
So I shouldn't ask for a drink.
Well, if it's not a real drink, what real harm could it do? I'll take a shot of ale, or a shot of fucking rock gut, please, barkeep.
James looks at you this right away and pulls a bottle out of seemingly nowhere, pours a shot glass, and slides it down the bar to you to come and land perfectly in front of you.
I am going to raise my hand to Raw and say, hold that, and I order one as well.
Another shot glass comes sliding down the bar towards you.
And I look at Raw, and I hold it up, and I say, to old friends, who this was his favorite drink.
To old friends, and to many more ones.
Two old friends.
And I throw it back.
You gotta tap it on the table first. Cheers the bar.
Oh, that too.
Oh yeah, Lotus, are you cheersing as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so you didn't ask James for a shot glass, but one appears in front of you anyway.
Oh, I knew I didn't need to.
Go ahead and each of you roll a Constitution check. With advantage.
Neat.
19.
Dang.
Okay, this is the easiest rot gut has ever gone down for any of you. It tastes like rot gut, and it tingles a little bit like rot gut, but it's very mild.
I ask for another.
I look at Lotus and say, that was a little bit harder the last time we drank that, wasn't it?
Not towards the end, if I can remember anything.
Well, I can't remember anything of that night after the first shot, so perhaps it was easier for you.
Alright, Zendril, you're getting another one?
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and roll another Constitution check with advantage.
Can I go outside and feel the sand on my toes?
Yes.
I do that.
Make a perception check.
There we go. 5.
Okay, as you down the second one, your head instantly starts pounding as if you have a hangover. Go ahead and take 5 points of psychic damage.
Cool. I relay what happened to the rest of the party, but I don't feel drunk, I just feel hungover. I did it that way on purpose.
And, on your next wisdom roll, you're gonna have disadvantage.
Fair.
Okay. Samara, so you go out and you feel the sand between your toes. I assume you had shoes on, you take them off. It's nice. That's all. It's nice. I don't know how many beaches you've been to in your life, or how much sand you've come across, but it's clean. There's no cigarette butts in it or anything.
Nice. Can I check my stone in my bag to see if it's there?
Make an investigation check. For whatever reason, you can't find it anywhere.
Fuck.
You don't know if that except for you keep getting the feeling that it's just under the next thing that you move over to the side, and then it's not. It's that kind of lost.
Fuck.
So what's everybody doing?
I'm going over to check out the water. Just wait in the shallows for a minute.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
All right. Non-nat 20.
All right, so you step out into the water, and it's like a memory of cold. Like not chilly. Like if you could properly feel it, and then this would actually be very nicely temperatured water. But it feels muted, like a memory. And as you step into the water, you see like the fish that you noticed, and they're kind of like there's several of them, and the smaller ones kind of swim up around your feet, but they just kind of swim in circles around you.
Is it kind of like a little loop or something? Would I have to stay in this particular position for a while to notice that?
I guess another perception check.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. It doesn't appear like a regular. It doesn't appear to be like on a set loop. But they're just going around in this like continuous circle. And further away from you, they seem to be like doing their own thing. But other than that, then yeah.
Yeah, that's not much better, so I'm just gonna keep that 20. So guys, you should probably check out the water too. It feels distant, if that makes any sense. It doesn't feel right.
I'd come out of the bar, walk down to the water, and run full speed and dive into it.
Make an athletics check. Well, are you just trying to go swimming?
Yes.
Then yeah, go ahead and make an athletics check and then a perception check. All right, so you jump into the water pretty neatly, and you kind of get a sense of what Favor's trying to say. It feels like the water is like it's around you and it's wet, you guess, but it doesn't feel quite as real as it should.
Okay, I'm going to try to drink some of it.
Let's start with the Constitution roll. And then I guess another perception roll. I feel like I'm making you guys do too many of those, but if that's what we need to figure stuff out. I mean, what's your intention with doing this? What are you hoping to achieve?
Well, my Constitution roll sucks either way. I'm trying to decipher what is off by using all 5 senses.
Okay. So here's how that'll play out. You take a big swallow of the ocean water, and it tastes salty. But instantly, your headache gets a little bit worse. Not like so much that you're like incapacitated or whatever, but just like it's kind of annoying. And after a minute or two, it kind of fades back to lingering hangover headache. But as far as like the taste goes, then you can't really tell if it's like maybe there's something off about it, but I don't know. Salt water.
I'm going to swim out of the water and sit on the beach.
Okay. Anybody else?
I'd like to go back inside and ask James something.
Okay. So this is a pretty long beach. The water practically comes right up to the hut. So we'll say like you can go down to the water or back up to the bar, pretty easily. So what do you want to ask?
Can you make me something that tastes like the sunrise?
He kind of pauses for a second, and then he turns to you, and he's still got that smile. He says, "The sunrise would taste far hotter than any concoction I can give you."
Can you make me something that tastes like home?
I'm gonna try and say this without laughing. I can, but your home would taste a bit like wood, dirt, and perhaps a bit of sheep dung.
I stay quiet.
Would you like me to make you that drink?
No, thank you.
Okay. And he goes back to sort of puts him behind the bar.
Well, if the rules of this world have made themselves any clearer to me, I would like a lawn chair.
He pulls a lawn chair out from under the bar and hands it to you. Here you go.
Thank you. Walk out, set it up, and then realize I forgot something and walk back in and say, "You have an umbrella as well, by the way. And a new copy of Play Orc magazine."
He hands you an umbrella and a magazine.
I go set up the umbrella by the lawn chair, and so the shade's like over the lawn chair, sit in it and begin to read the magazine.
Make a perception check.
But hey,
Oh yeah.
I'm perceptive.
So when he handed you the magazine, it looked like the one you asked for, but now that you're looking at it more closely, it doesn't really have any defining features. Like there's kind of some vaguely like humanoid or orcoid shapes, I suppose, on the pages, and what looks like it might be words, but it's like your eyes can't focus on them enough to tell what they are, what they say, or what they look like.
I look at that and begin to think inquisitively. A few cogs are turning in my head. And I say to the rest of the party, "You know, this is starting to seem vaguely familiar to a dream world landscape. Perhaps. Do any of you know anything of a Kalashtar? Or anything of them?"
Do we need to make a history roll or something?
Make a history check.
Okay.
I know nothing. Am nothing.
For as much as she reads, she never remembers the information.
Oh, I don't know anything about it. I just wanted to say, I mean, Rob mentioned a dream state, which makes sense because I've been over here sunning my perineum for like over half an hour now, and I'm not burning at all.
Okay, I didn't have my hand on the button, but that made me audibly laugh.
Oh my god. Oh, this is the best worst group.
I look over at Lotus and say, "You know, that's a good idea. I think I'll join you," and begin doing the same on my lawn chair.
Okay, I'm gonna need you, Lotus. I'm gonna need you to make a perception check, and Ra, you'll need to in a minute, but actually, yeah, make a perception check.
No. Wow, I'm rolling good tonight.
You say perception?
Yes.
Just out here sunning our gooches.
Oh, Lotus, do it with advantage.
Yeesh.
I don't wanna.
Never mind. Okay, so Lotus, you since you've been out here longer, then you notice with absolute clarity, you know you haven't been burned, but you are warm. Or you at least get the feeling like you should feel warm. Not like you've been out in the sun for a long time, more like a fever.
Like a heat lamp.
Like it still feels. No. That's similar to a sun. That's the same kind of sensation.
I'm just warm. Okay, I get it.
Like an internal warmth. Like if you work out for a long time and then your body's warm for a while. And Rod, you kind of notice it a little bit, that you do feel warmer. And you can tell that it's different than if you were actually sunning yourself. You're not entirely convinced that it's not just because you're sunning yourself. You're not entirely convinced that it's not a dulled sensation from this place.
I have a sneaking suspicion we may have found ourselves in the dream world. Does anybody know ways to wake up from dreams?
As this is all happening, Zendril is basically stripping down to a towel around his waist and is laying in the sand and doing the lizard thing where it's just like warm.
Do a perception check. Yeah, okay. You're in the sand, warming yourself. You're having a fine time.
Can I climb behind the bar?
I would like to quickly also mention that this is the first time anyone in the party other than Fabier has seen Zendril without mass amounts of clothing.
Raw whistles like a...
Zendril kind of glows red and then sinks back into the sand.
Some nice scales you got there, lizard man. I know you're dragonborn. I'm saying that to kind of be a little like, you know, friendly banter.
Yeah.
Okay. Samara, so you wanna climb over the bar?
Yes. See what's back there.
Are you just gonna try and climb over it, or do you want to look for like an entrance, or do you just want to hop over?
Hop over's fine.
Okay, so you hop over the bar, and go ahead and make a perception check.
I am not allowed to see.
Well, that didn't work. So you go to take a look around, but before you can, then James come over and gently sets a cup of tea in front of you. There you are, Samara.
How did you know my name?
It is my purpose to know your name.
Why?
It is my purpose to make you happy.
Why?
He kind of tilts his head and smiles, kind of blankly, and he says, "It is my purpose."
Can I hear any of that right now, considering I'm right outside, kind of on the lawn chair?
Make what's your passive perception?
1 second.
I too would like to listen in, since I haven't been really doing anything since everyone else set up.
Were you still in the water, or did you rejoin them on the sand?
I would like to rejoin them on the sand.
Okay. And your passive perception is 14?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say you both can hear this. Doesn't exactly take effort to listen in.
All right.
Okay, so yeah, so now you and Favor are both aware of this conversation and listening in at this point.
What makes you happy, James?
Okay, you gotta make it all existential and shit. 1 second.
To be fair, he started this whenever we got here.
He twitches a little bit and says, I do not understand.
Are you happy here, James?
He twitches again, and his face like twitches weirdly hard. I do not understand.
What is happiness, James?
He looks relieved. And he says, happiness is a feeling of euphoria and contentment. Are you happy, Sarah?
I'd like to. But what about you?
It is my purpose to make others happy.
As we all do. But what makes you happy? Why are you here, James?
He kind of slowly, for the first time, his small smile sort of fades a little bit. And he says, my purpose is to make others happy.
Are you sad, James?
I am not sad. I am confused.
Why are you confused? Did I hit a button?
No. See, I didn't expect this to be the way that this was gonna go. I didn't realize that you were gonna go full break the android matrix emotion the shit out of this machine. I want to clarify, he's not an android. You would have known that with the identify. He says, the questions you are asking are difficult to answer.
Are you alive, James?
Define alive.
Are you a living, breathing, sentient being, like an orc, or an elf, or a human?
He ponders that for a second and says, living is subjective. I do not breathe, but I can be whatever species you would prefer. And he suddenly shifts through orc and then elf, like versions of himself, and his floral Hawaiian shirt adjusts to the change in dimensions, and then he reverts back to his just kind of human-looking self.
Has anyone asked him who created him yet, out of character?
I don't think so.
Not at all. Sure.
I desperately need to go to bed. I have to open tomorrow. So I will see all of y'all next week.
Okay.
Bye.
We are able to continue if you guys would like.
I'm down.
One second.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking of doing. I have a spell called Alarm, and if someone triggers it, I can have it wake me up from a sleep. And I'm thinking of having one of you guys trigger it, so it wakes me up if we're asleep. Thoughts?
Could work.
It sounds like a solid plan.
All right. I'll try it when the DM gets back.
Alternatively, this could be a major illusion. If there's an area of effect or something, this could be just put around us and we're just derping about in a specific area. I wonder how far this goes. We've all been kind of chilling in the same spot.
True.
Fair enough. These are things we must test.
Does anyone know any like paradoxes that I could test out?
Oh, definitely. Just say everything I say is a lie. That previous statement was true.
I'll test it out.
Okay, I'm back.
Howdy.
Hello. So Favier and Ra, you two are still listening in. And Samara, are you going to continue questioning?
Yep.
Okay. Proceed.
Is there anything that makes you angry, James?
Not angry, per se. I am able to protect my purpose.
You have a purpose?
Not at the moment. My master must choose my purpose.
So you have no master?
He kind of looks at you, and you see a hint of something slightly different in his eyes. Like he seems... you didn't realize how blank of an expression he had until this moment, because suddenly he's looking at you with, like, intention. And he kind of smiles again and says... He says, "My last master died. Until I am given a new purpose, I will not have a new master."
Can I give you a purpose?
He smiles wider. "Yes, Samara, you may give me a new purpose."
Can Ra or Fevry give you a purpose?
It's Favier.
Savior.
He looks over at them and says, "Yes, Ra or Favier may also give me a new purpose.
Okay.
You, Ra, Favier, or Lotus may also become my purpose."
How do people become your purpose?
My master must tell me who my purpose is. If I am not given a purpose, I must try to find one on my own, until my master chooses one for me.
Is that why you're here, James?
I am here to serve my purpose.
But you have no purpose.
I have no purpose yet. And he kind of looks at you expectantly, and then at Favier, Ra, and Lotus in turn. Favier and Ra, are you like looking over, or are you just kind of listening, like eavesdropping?
I looked over when my name was mentioned.
Ra's just kind of been chilling on the lawn chair, listening in, and kind of chuckling to himself at how the whole conversation's going nowhere fast.
Well, from what I see, it he has the ability to protect his purpose. His master can give him a purpose, something to protect. But I wonder if the master can be the purpose too.
I'm gonna need you all to make a perception check real quick.
Okay.
Okay. Everyone except for Lotus, you suddenly realize that Zendril is gone, like vanished. And the disruption in the sand where he was laying is also gone, smoothed over. And then all of you suddenly get a splitting headache for a few minutes, or for a few seconds, and then it's gone.
Ah, fuck. What was that? God damn it. Me, damn it.
No. I felt it too. Yep.
All right, James. Ah, fuck. If I can make you or if I'm your master, make sure that shit doesn't happen again. Where the fuck is Zendril?
He says, "Where is who?" And he looks genuinely confused.
All right, I think I get what's going on here.
He says, "I would stop the headaches if I could, but it is getting difficult to maintain for purposes."
Then stop maintaining mine.
I cannot relinquish a purpose until my master chooses one.
Chooses one what? Ra's getting annoyed with the vagueness of all of this.
He can tell, but he doesn't know how else to answer. And by that I mean I don't know how else to answer while staying in character.
James, what was your last purpose?
His eyes kind of glaze over like he's trying to remember, and he says, "My last purpose was very different from you. Very large. We were not on the beach last time."
Ra's about had enough of this vague and all this confusion. All right, James. Give me 1 second here. I'm going to cast alarm on the doorway to this area. And I'm going to say, all right, James, walk through this doorway. And by the way, alarm, if I'm awake, I can make it audible or mental. I'm going to make it mental. So when he walks through the doorway, what it'll do is would actually wake me up from any sleep I'm in.
Okay, is that magical sleep as well?
Oh, I don't know about that. This is just what it says.
Maybe we could pull up the spell sleep just to be sure exactly where the bounds of that is.
Well, because this isn't exactly the sleep spell.
We're doing some possible magic item bullshit, because I have a theory. The dragon was the last purpose. It died. No more mental effect.
If/when you guys figure this out, this is gonna be so satisfying for me. Let me know if it gets too frustrating, and I will try to move on, or move along a little quicker.
I'm always up for a nice mind game.
So, you set an alarm. I assume on the there's a gate in the there's a gate in the bar, Samara. You just hopped over it, but that's why I was asking if you wanted to see if there was. And so I assume that's what you're casting alarm on.
Yeah, sure, I'll go with that.
Okay, so you cast it on there, and what kind of mental indication is it? Is it a sound in your head? Is it pressure? Is it what is it?
You know when you're just chilling there and all of a sudden your ears ring and one goes really high pitch and you just hear "bing" in it? thinking something kind of like that.
Okay, so that happens, but all of you hear it.
Well, that got us a whole lot of nowhere.
Certainly louder.
Oh yeah, it was like super loud.
Oh, like another headache type deal?
All of you get a little bit of a headache, but it's not like pain. It's more like it's an alarm. It's like alerting you to the. It's like a pressure. I don't know.
Right. Well, it didn't awaken us from sleep. So either there's something magical going on, keeping us here that overpowered my spell, or we're not asleep.
What if we're all connected to one thing?
Interesting. Then I would assume we would want to get disconnected from that one thing, if we wanted to get back to our mission.
Can I look for my stone again?
Yes. Go ahead and make are you looking like in your bag? Are you looking around? What are you doing? And are you trying to be subtle about it?
Trying my darndest, and probably everywhere at this point.
Go ahead and make a stealth check. Then, as you you look around in the brush under the palm trees, poke around in the sand a bit. We'll say you didn't go in the water, so I don't think you need to. But you're like scanning around the bar.
And that's for stuff.
Okay.
And you said investigation or perception?
Let's make it an investigation. Alright, so you're very subtle about it, so nobody else can tell that you're even looking for something. They think you're just like taking a stroll, basically, and looking around. But you don't find it.
Fuck.
Hey, Favier, let's try what your idea was. Perhaps we are too far in range of something. Perhaps if we spread out and got a little bit further, the range of this, whatever is affecting us, would start to die out.
Let's see how far this world's boundaries go.
Favier, I have a question. You're quite strong, aren't you?
In a way.
Let's say one of the ways we test how far out we can go is I hop inside my genie bottle and you toss me as far out to the horizon as you can.
You worked so hard to get that, though. Are you sure?
Well, if this is just sand, then I'm sure it'll be fine when it lands.
Very well.
Alright, well, I'm gonna hop in my genie bottle and have Favier toss the fuck out of me.
I walk a little ways, then yeet.
So, like, down the beach, or into the water, or...
Down the beach. I don't want his flames to snuff out.
Okay, yeah, so you throw it down the beach, and, bottle goes down the beach. Ra, I'm gonna have you roll a Constitution throw, or Constitution saving throw, in place of whatever fall damage on a bottle.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a it's a bit of a hard landing, but the bottle doesn't break. Yeah, you're fine.
What am I seeing inside my genie bottle?
Isn't it like a pocket dimension? Like you can't see out of it?
I don't remember what we agreed on when I got this new one, because I know the old one, it was kind of just like... Oh, I think this one was like a nice like big lounge area. The old one you could see my face through.
Yeah, this one's the lounge area one. It's got some couches, some nice carpet, all of which gets shifted around a little bit when you hit the ground, because that imagery amuses me. Despite physics not existing properly here.
So I do go after the bottle where it lands and dust it off.
Oh yeah, go ahead and roll a d10. It made it about 70 feet.
Nice. Still the same scenery.
Yeah,
That's one hell of a throw, though.
I figure Fearbold's pretty tall, long arms, strong as hell.
I mean, they technically are a class of half giant.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, now you're now 70 feet away from the bar, and there's like palm trees and stuff. Still, you've just gone further down the beach.
Well, I'm gonna hop out of my bottle then. Pick it up, kind of. Oh wait, no. Did Favier come and grab my bottle?
I did.
Yeah, then when I hop out of my bottle, gently take it from Favier's hand and say, "Well, I guess that didn't exactly work. Didn't solve too much now, did it?"
No, but that just tests this direction.
Well then, why not every direction? I hop back in my bottle. Have fun tossing me around, babe. Give a wink and a little like.
Oh god. What have I done? So,
Throw him into the sea.
yeah, that's where I was going next. I was gonna check the sea, make sure he doesn't sink to the bottom. Probably dive in after him.
Just put like the little stopper on the bottle. I'll probably float.
Probably.
There's technically air inside of it, like, because if you're in it, then you're not going to suffocate. But it's like it's a pocket dimension. It's bigger on the inside. I mean, it might float. We'll give it a 50-50. If you want to just jump, you won't know until after you throw it though, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna yeet and then not waste a moment swimming to it.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a d10.
Okay, not as far.
Yeah, it makes about 40 feet. Yeah, I just realized how long 70 feet is. That is a very long throw, but we're gonna stick with this method of measurement.
I kind of like it. Do you need a athletics check or anything?
Yeah, athletics check to swim real hard.
You know, I can fly, so if I hop out of the bottle, I can just kind of float. You don't need to swim after me.
I mean, is that what you do? Because you got around, I guess.
I know that I can do it, but you know,
Is this
part of
something you want to do?
I'm also gonna add, you're not gonna take damage from being in water.
Like, you might be made out of fire, but it's like elemental magic bullshit.
I mean, unless it's a character choice you want to make.
I'm swimming.
Oh, you're swimming fast. Okay. So yeah, so you throw it out, and what's your speed?
My speed is 30 feet.
All right, yeah. So we'll say that lets you, you know, with dash and all that stuff, you're able to get to the bottle. Also, nothing happens. It's in the water. You're now 40 feet out.
Like nothing on the horizon or anything?
Nope. The
Damn.
water is just barely deep enough for you to have to swim. It's maybe like it'd be at your nose.
It's because I'm tall.
Yeah. Oh, also, are you fully clothed?
I would have stripped off my armor, at the very least.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, so you're 40 feet out. You've got the bottle. I assume you're holding it up out of the water like a drowning child. There's still fish, and they're still doing the circling thing. There are some bigger ones out here, but nothing like too big, nothing particular, nothing dangerous. they all seem to be like the same kind of fish. Yeah.
Lame. I swim back to the beach, say, it didn't work, babe.
You know, Favier, those clothes are a little wet. You don't want to catch a cold. Maybe you should take them off. I'll give a little wink.
Throw him into the sea.
Put him back. Plenty of fish and all that.
So her face changes color as she yeets him across the side of the beach opposing the water.
So
Beach
like
can't
into
go on forever.
like into the trees.
You know what? Yes.
Okay. Roll a d10, and yeah, Raw, are you good with this?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
Oh yeah. So do you guys? So are you like recouping like back at the bar after you throw, or are you like staying where you are, like down the beach?
That is a good question. Let me roll a d6 to determine what I'm doing here. Yeah, we're going back to that center point each time.
Okay. Yeah. So you throw the bottle 60 feet, and it goes sailing off into the trees. You hear it hit some branches, and Raw, make another Constitution saving throw.
Yikes.
Sheesh. Hey,
All right, you land in some plants, and you're fine. You're just like in the trees. Nothing happens.
Can I climb a tree and get a look around while I'm retrieving him?
Yeah, sure.
Do I need to roll a thing?
Yeah, we'll say that's
Athletics or acrobatics, whichever you prefer.
Okay.
And are you doing this before or after grabbing his bottle?
I'm gonna say after. I don't want my climbing to jostle him off of the tree.
Okay.
Ooh, not as good.
Okay. So, are investigation and perception both wisdom related?
I believe one of them is intelligence. Hold on. Investigation is intelligence, perception is wisdom.
Okay. So, are you looking for anything in particular?
I want to put this in a way that's, any abnormalities, maybe like fading at a, area where it shouldn't. I'm basically trying to see where this illusion might end, like its borders, but even like there being a foggy spot, I'd take that. I don't know. I'm just trying to.
Okay. So I'll let you choose whether investigation or perception.
Got a better score for perception. Oh no. I'm all sad now.
Okay, you just didn't get far enough up the tree. You aren't
Okay.
able to see, or either the tree that Raw landed in happens to be pretty short, or you weren't able to get very far up it, but you're not able to break over the top of the trees to see particularly far or through them, etc.
I'll try again once I get him on the ground.
Okay.
Does anyone else want to do something? I feel like me just eating the bottle is taking up a bunch of time.
Oh yeah, Lotus, you've done like. Are you still sunning your Perennia?
No, you told me I got hot.
You
So I
didn't say you
figured-
stopped.
Oh, I might be burnt now. I'm good.
What do you want to do?
I was really enjoying watching the bottle toss. I'm not gonna lie. I was like when Rob gets thrown around, you know.
Okay, is there anything you want to do to help their efforts, or any poking around you want to do?
I'm so little, you know. Like I don't think I can swim out there. Yeah, I don't think I want to attack him yet. Can I like? Try to?
At this point, Lotus goes into the back storeroom of the tiki bar, looking for any hint of what James may or may not be hiding. Inside, there are rows of shelves on either side of the room, with nondescript brown boxes, as one might expect in any storage room.
Can I perceive that?
That would be very explicitly descript if it said box on them. They're like cardboard boxes, probably a little bit modern for the medieval setting, but yeah, they're just some boxes.
I want to get in one.
What are you looking for?
The abnormal things that you wouldn't find in a bar, I guess.
Like what?
I don't know. If we're in a machine, maybe there'll be wires and shit. I don't know. Oh, damn. Okay. Potion-y type stuff too, maybe. Things that you don't make alcoholic drinks with, but you might make potions or some kind of concoctions with. I don't know.
Yeah, so go ahead and make a perception check. Or no, an investigation check. Well, whichever one you want. Okay. Yeah, so you open the box and it's exactly what you expected to find. There's some bottles on them that say "do not eat" with little poison symbols on them. Not like they're meant to poison, but like they're toxic. You find a few bundles of wires and a strange peacock statue that you definitely would never expect to see in the storeroom of a bar.
Well, fuck. I think I'm gonna take that outside and show everybody.
And well, but before you head out, then James pokes his head in the door and says, "Did you find what you were looking for, Lotus?"
Yeah, pretty much exactly.
And he smiles and gives you a thumbs up. And then heads back out. So yeah, so you go out to show everybody.
I don't know where people are really at this point. Are people in the water, or is Samara here?
Samara, well, let's jump over to you. So we'll say that Ra and Fabier they did the bottle tossing and whatnot, and climbed the tree and came back to take a little break and regroup. Samara, what have you been doing in this time?
I've been really just trying to interrogate him about what a master is and what a purpose is, I guess.
Okay, so what do you ask him? Ra, I'm not giving you a gun!
Oh, what? You don't know what it is yet.
It looks like an assault rifle, so I'm not giving you a gun.
An assault rifle is not a classification.
Well, it looks like an AK-47 type thing. No, what's it called? What's it called?
I'm triggered.
No, you're not, because I'm not giving you a gun. Okay, Samara, what are you doing?
I want to ask what happens to a master after they give a purpose.
So James starts like wiping down the counter of the bar, even though it's completely spotless. And he says, once the master chooses a purpose, I am to serve that purpose until they are gone.
The purpose or the master?
I am given the purpose by the master, but I serve the purpose.
And what of the master?
The master does what they will with the remnants of the purpose.
Alright. And I sip my tea.
And it tastes exactly like the kind of tea you used to drink with your mom.
You make me so sad.
It doesn't taste like home. It's the next best thing.
That's the cutest fucking shit I've ever heard. Alright, at this point, I'm just waiting for everybody else.
Yeah, shortly after, Lotus ducks into the back storeroom, and Xavier and Ra return from the forest. Xavier is going to attempt the climbing tree thing again, but for right now, we're Lotus, I guess, is. You wanted to show them the box of shit?
Well, I mean, I came out and nobody is here.
No,
So-
no, we were building up to this moment. So this is the moment you just came out with the box.
Well, I'm here, and nobody else is here, right?
No, everybody else is there.
Oh fuck! Well, here's his boxes. Sorry. Look, I went in there. I went looking for some out of the ordinary things you wouldn't have at the bar here, and I found everything. I found, some evidence that might point towards Android. Some evidence that we were in some kind of witch doctor dream type thing. Or, I think this statue might be evidence that James Buffet is God.
Does it explode? Oh wait, never mind. I was thinking Michael Bay.
James Buffet.
Is Michael
and
Bay a god?
James Buffet and Michael Bay, closely related, but not the same person.
Michael Bay takes care of the ports.
Michael Bay is in the other alternate dimension. All right, so what do you guys think of this?
Does the peacock mean anything?
Lotus?
Not anything further than I know. Like I said, it could be the idol to our new god, James Buffet.
Okay, I'm gonna give you this one. You said some non-potiony type things that you maybe wouldn't drink. Some wires, if it's like a Matrix situation, and something absurd that doesn't belong in a bar.
I still like to think of it as an effigy.
It's Buffet's spirit animal.
He's the king of peacock.
Okay.
Can I ask James if it means anything to him?
Okay. I'm gonna regret this, but the moment that Lotus pulls out this peacock statue, and it's a very ornate, like, gold and bejeweled peacock statue, and I, like, set it on the bar or whatever, and he, James's eyes go wide. He loves this thing. And he's just kind of staring at it, and he says, I do not know what it means, but it sure looks dope.
Do we have to kill him, you guys? He just seems so happy.
You say peacock, and Nobody bats an eye. But you say poopcock and everybody loses their minds.
No!
Why would you do this to me?
I want to summon the pieces for that fucking bicycle. Hey, James, you got those?
I'm gonna need Raw to make... Ooh, let's just call it an intelligence check.
Okay.
And the DC's gonna be very high, because you're gonna have to draw out this diagram for him. To be like, hey, these pieces.
Oh no, I fucked up. I forgot I didn't give this character build the biggest intelligence.
No!
John had a very high intelligence, though.
Yeah. So you hand him a poorly drawn picture of a bike and say, hey, can you get me parts for this? And he reaches under the bar and pulls out the most misshapen bike you have ever seen in your life, and it's in like 3 pieces that you can just like slot together. But there is no way that anyone would ever be able to successfully ride this thing. But he does provide you with the pieces for it.
This is what my drawing looks like.
Not even that good.
Oh, hold on, I'll find one.
How about you draw one?
No.
Okay, fine. Yep, that's what it looks like. Except for there's the wheels come off. That's what's different. The wheels come off.
It's just all one piece of metal together. It doesn't even move.
Yeah, it's more of a sculpture in and of itself.
I like the Mickey Mouse head. See. Also very penis-like.
Oh, here we go. Hey, James, can you teach me any spells?
He looks at you and he says, I cannot.
Fuck. Hey, James, what happens if I try and fight you right now?
I cannot fight you. You are currently my purpose.
What if I tell you I want your purpose to be fighting me?
That is not how it works.
Fuck. Hey, James, can you bring some strippers out here?
You go from fighting to just strippers?
Hey, it's the 3 Fs, or 4 Fs, I forget what it is, but yeah. Anyway, James, you got those strippers? I like Tabaxi.
He offers you another magazine. Except for this time, the blobbish people on the cover have vaguely cat ear points on their heads.
I'm disappointed in you, James.
He kind of shrugs. I am doing my best, Ra.
Well, fair enough.
Okay, does anybody else have questions they want to ask? Any, or Favier, do you want to go and try and climb the tree again?
I would like to go climb a tree.
Okay, perhaps a taller tree this time. So I'm gonna say you're able to find a taller tree than before, so I'm just gonna have you do an athletics check.
Aww.
Oh, damn.
My arms must be tired from throwing Raw around.
Okay. Actually, make a perception check.
Nat 20.
Hey!
Okay, so your arms aren't tired. You just aren't able to do it. It's like the point of exhaustion where you're, like every time you try to go up the tree a couple of times and you get about halfway up and then it's like the point of exhaustion where your muscles start to give out
except there's no muscle pain, there's no fatigue. It just, your grasp just starts to slip, and you can sort of feel like a dull ache in your head. And kind of from like the base of your skull, like by your spine, it's kind of radiating from out of that point. And previously, when you have stopped doing a thing, then if the headache fades pretty quickly, like, well, Zendral's not here, so never mind. But when you do something difficult, then that causes a headache, then it fades pretty quickly. But now, then it's sort of lingering a bit longer.
Huh. It doesn't like when I do that. I walk over to the bar. Seems like I've been invisible walled.
Going upward?
Going upward. The tree. It's like my body cannot physically go up it.
Hey, Favir. Do you want to try throwing me one last time?
I'll see what I can do. Not sure what'll happen to me, but we'll get to that when we come to it.
That we will. Let's try throwing me upward.
All right. I'm going to step out of the bar first so he doesn't go through a ceiling. Get on some nice sand.
I'll let... Okay, you can decide to either do an athletics check to just get it up past the point where you climbed, or roll a d8 and see if you can make it. I figure it's easier to throw outward than it is straight up.
Both are scary. I'm gonna tempt fate and do that d8.
Fuck the fates.
7.
Hey.
Well, shit. Yeah, okay, it goes really far. So I'm doing this in like that's the multiples of feet, so it goes 56 feet up, which is, that's really far. Yeah, but it is also definitely further than you were able to go. And as you do it, then your grip starts to slip on the bottle just before you throw it. It doesn't affect the distance that it goes, but you feel like a similar fatigue, and the headache gets a little bit stronger for a second as you throw it up into the air. Ra, go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Gotcha. Alright, come on, let's not do a fucking nat 1. Fuck.
So you hit the ground pretty hard. Hard enough that it, like, ejects you from the bottle. It doesn't break, but it is pretty violent. And I'm going to need you to take 10 points of psychic damage.
I was gonna say, I'm gonna have to clean all my fucking furniture up now.
But yeah, so nothing seems to have happened like when the bottle reached a certain height. The damage came from hitting the ground. But you do notice the same fatigue in throwing, even though you're on the ground. And Lotus, I'm going to need you to make a perception check.
I see you.
Okay. So you are... The heat from before, the fever that you could kind of feel, it's still there. It's a little bit stronger, not a whole lot. But you realize that you also have like a low-grade headache, and just from like carrying this box of random stuff, which wasn't like super heavy, but you know, heavy for a box. Then you feel like a little bit worse for wear, as well. And then yeah, Samara and Ra, go ahead and make perception checks as well.
All right.
I don't know shit.
Oh.
So yeah, Ra, you feel like you've got like a little bit of a headache from taking that psychic damage, but otherwise you guys feel fine.
Well, wherever this world is, it definitely doesn't like us going up too much. I wonder what the sky holds here.
A bit of morbid curiosity. What happens if we throw the peacock upwards?
Make an athletics check.
Is that something you are okay with, Miss?
Oh, I'm all for it.
Okay.
That peacock was meant to fly.
Do you say that out loud, Lotus?
Obviously.
One of us should try to catch it before it hits the ground. I'd kind of feel bad for James if we broke his favorite thing.
He might be more liable to kick us out, though, if we do break his favorite.
Fair enough.
So who's doing the throwing?
Definitely Fabian.
I feel kind of bad for doing this, but yeet.
Skadoosh.
All right, you absolutely yoink that shit, and hurl it directly up into the air. Nothing seems to happen to it going up. Is anybody going to try and catch it?
Anyone who's dexterous, I suggest so. Because I'm not good at catching things.
I have a 13 to dexterity, or +1.
How about one of our rogues?
Oh yeah, I have a +4.
I do things, you know. Some dexterosity here.
God damn.
All right, Lotus, go ahead and roll a dex check. This could be sleight of hand, but we're going just for...
Yeah!
Fuck yeah.
Things
Okay.
occasionally.
Alright, so that thing goes shooting up, like, to the point where you can see it get smaller. And then, Lotus just kind of walks out and, like, sticks his hand out, and it just plops into his hand. No damage done.
What does James look like?
James saw you pick it up and, like, go to throw it, and he's like, oh no. And then it's in the air, and Lotus catches it, and, like,
I
like
tell
you look
him
at
that
him,
the
and,
peacock was meant to fly.
and he just smiles widely and nods.
Peacock bros.
Peacock Bros, indeed.
Oh, I wanted to ask James if he knew where my stone was.
Are you just doing this openly? Or are you trying to be hush hush about it? Are you, like, do you care if the others know at this point?
I think I'm a little bit hush hush, or I try to be.
Alright, I am gonna let you know that you are, other than Lotus, who is now, like, probably a couple feet away trying to catch after catching the thing, you are all gathered around the same table. So, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Uh-uh.
I was doing so good with stealth, too.
Alright, so what do you say?
Do you know where my stone is?
All right, and the rest of you kind of see Samara like kind of lean in a little bit and whisper a bit, but you hear it. You hear it. And James kind of looks at you, and he looks a little bit confused, and he says, "Stone? I can procure you a stone if you would like."
But do you know where the stone I had in my bag is?
There is no stone in your bag.
Yes, James. Why is there no stone in my bag?
Okay, make an insight check. Well, okay.
My insight is legit 30. Is it legit 11?
I have been giving you the wrong the wrong tasks to do. Yeah, so you can tell he's like he's not a very expressionful person. Expressive, that's the word. But yeah, you can tell he knows what you're talking about, but he's struggling, like his understanding of what you're talking about is difficult to describe in the terms that he has available to him. And he says, that stone is not in your bag.
Where isn't the stone?
He looks very
Is it everywhere
confused. And he kind of smiles again and he says, the stone is not everywhere else. The stone...
Is it somewhere?
See, this is why those android break the computer questions wouldn't have worked, because you would have done it 1,000 times over by now, if that would have worked. Perhaps I misspoke. The stone is in your bag. The stone is also not in your bag.
Are we inside the rock, James?
You are inside the rock. You are also not inside the rock. Also, it is not a rock.
God fucking damn it! I know it's not a rock, but my point still stands of God fucking damn it.
With this, okay, you just overheard this entire conversation. Does anybody have anything to contribute? Would you like to do some, I'll let you do some metagaming type stuff.
Is there anything with this knowledge? Can somebody make like a wisdom saving throw to get out?
I'll let you try it.
Maybe a religion check, because we did take the stone from the kobold's god.
But it was also a magic MacGuffin that was supposed to help us with fairies?
Okay.
Arcana check, maybe?
We'll do all the checks. I'll do the wisdom saving throw last. Let's just figure out things first. I think my religion and my okay, my religion's better than my arcana. So I can do that one.
Okay, so let's phrase it this way. What question are you hoping to have answered by this? And it can't be what the hell is going on.
For the religion check, was the previous holder of this stone locket, whatever the heck it was, the dragon god that we saw the kobolds worshipping? As far as the arcana check, perhaps something along the lines of what kind of mind affecting enchantment would just kind of leave our bodies there and suck us in.
Or maybe trying to overpower the magic of the stone.
That
Okay,
also could be
um,
helpful.
So yeah, go ahead and make a religion check. I don't even, I don't know if you can make that connection. I want to let you, but Samara did pass the stealth check to hide this thing. You don't know that it has anything to do with the dragon. It could have been something she had before. It could have been... Okay. I'm sorry. I just remember... Because, I mean, obviously you guys actually literally heard that happen, so... But yeah, but your characters didn't. Oh, no.
Okay, then disregard the roll.
Okay. Samara, given... I'm gonna say you are aware that they have overheard you, despite you trying to be discreet. Do you want to share more information with the class?
Sure, I'll share some information.
So what do you think you know about what's going on?
I think I pulled a weird magic gem off the back of a dragon's head, a dead dragon's head. And now we're inside the gem. And the gem wants us to pick a master to give it a purpose. Or to pick a purpose so it can have a master. Either way. I can't tell if that's the only way out, or if we can actually get out ourselves. And if we can get out ourselves, can we get anyone else out?
Okay, so yeah, so Samara, do you want to share that information with the class? Like, because that's what you know about the situation, or what you think you know about the situation.
I'll say that I found this weird rock, and it seemed like it was really weird, but something tradable. And now that I've asked the question of are we inside the rock, we are now inside the rock. So does anyone have any ideas to get us all out?
Are you telling them that you pulled it off the dragon, or are you leaving that bit out?
I'm going to keep that to myself.
Okay, so yeah, disregard the rule.
Sad.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so any other, what was the next check you wanted to try?
The Arcana.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. I can tell, and, are you, like, looking at, like, the space around you? Like, what kind of, are you trying, I don't know, trying to sense magic or whatever? What are you trying to do?
Don't look at me, I already said it.
Oh, I'll just try to fucking brute force it out of here with some magic. I have a weapon.
So yeah, so you're, I mean, because I'm trying to give you, like, because there are different ways to look at this information. I'm trying to give it to you in the context of what skill you're using. So, like, if you had known about the dragon connection, then it would be in the context of religion, and how it relates to the dragon, etc. But, so, yeah, go ahead, I guess go ahead and roll an Arcana check. Or, I mean, depending on what you're... We could keep the 19 if you want.
It's up to you, buddy.
Okay. So you can tell that it's whatever kind of, it's a little bit necromancer magic, and specifically like related to keeping things alive, as well as whichever school of magic includes like mind games, obviously. Yeah, so I'll say that's what you're able to get from the ambient magic. Now that you're looking for it.
That last roll that we wanted to do was that wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and make the wisdom save. Anybody who wants to try and think their way out of this.
Oh.
Can I like insight my way out of this?
Unfortunately, that wouldn't work. I mean, I suppose you can try. You can, if you want to. I guess with James, you could incite him real hard. But yeah, it'd be probably be do a wisdom save.
Oh, fuck this. I'm about to play this like a bard. Roz about to fuck his way out of this mess. James, I got a purpose for you. Give me some of that fat, juicy ass.
That is not how this works.
Fine.
Anybody? Go ahead and do. Are you going to be participating in the thinking thing?
What are we rolling for the think our way out of it? Is it wisdom saving throw?
Wisdom save, yes.
Okay. Hey.
Oh, there you
Lotus, you gonna give us a roll? Lotus?
Is Lotus alive? He is.
Oh shoot!
Oh.
Damn, son.
Okay. So Lotus, for a split second, you're able to feel different sensations in your body. Even though you're standing up, it feels like there's a hard surface against your back. It feels a lot cooler than it should be, and different, and more in more of a tangible way than the other temperatures in here have been. You feel like you're burning, like with fever again, and your head hurts incredibly bad for a split second. But like you're still in, like you can see and it seems like you're still in this location, but it's like you're feeling something from somewhere else, and it feels realer than anything here so far. Raw, you just get an absolutely splitting headache, like bad enough to like drop to your knees, clutch your head, kind of bad. And as you grab at your head, your fingers brush something near the base of your neck, and it's hard and metallic. And Samara, you got distracted. And Favor, you have you get another slow headache that hangs around a bit, and now it's just other than Samara, because you're a sweet summer child who is doing her best. You all have these horrible headaches, and Raw, you feel something like stuck to the back of your head. What do you do?
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, Ra is quite the aggressive, angry type. So being in a whole lot of pain with a massive headache is just pissing him the fuck off. So as this is happening, he's clutching his head, all fucking screaming in pain, and he feels the piece of metal in the back of his neck. he gets the bright fucking idea to fucking cast produce flame on that motherfucker. And if that doesn't work, rip it out.
Okay.
He's not a very thoughtful person. He's like, he doesn't really think, oh, this could fuck me up. Nah, fuck that.
I guess I want to say roll to attack yourself, but also since you're just standing there and taking it, then like that, I guess it should automatically succeed. Go ahead and roll damage for create flame. Yeah, take 10 points of psychic damage.
Fair enough.
What's your health at? You're the only one that's taken damage, I think, but like.
Zendril had 2.
Yeah.
I'm 56 out of 77. I'm still up there.
Okay. That's not so bad. Yeah, and then you go to rip it out, and go ahead and make a strength check.
All right.
And also add your wisdom modifier.
Add my wisdom modifier to my strength check. So add wisdom modifier and strength modifier.
Yes, that is correct.
That's gonna kind of neutralize the fact that I have a -1 to strength. Man, fuck me.
All right, you're able to get a grip on the thing in the back of your head. And would anybody else like to make a perception check to see what he's doing?
You just watched me almost blow my fucking head off with fire.
Oh.
Oh my.
Yeah, go ahead and take advantage on that, actually. Both of you.
Much better.
Yeah.
Lotus, are you gonna try and witness this?
Only slightly better.
Okay. Yeah, so you're all able to see it, partly because, indeed, he did just try to blow off the back of his head. And you see this small golden object, this ornate thing at the base of his skull that wasn't there before, or at the least you didn't notice it. And it seems like latched on, and Samara, you recognize it as the thing you pulled off of the dragon. Like, it looks the same. It looks significantly smaller because it's, proportional to Ra's head, but it does look to be the same thing.
I guess I'll try to pull it out of my head.
So you're gonna try and see if you have one as well? Or are you gonna pull it off of Ra?
You can pull it off of me. I won't object.
I'll pull it off, but I won't like it.
By all means, pull it off. And he's a wonderful test dummy.
As we found out firsthand.
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and make a strength check. Okay, Ra, also make a strength check.
Alright. Nat 20, but with a -1.
Okay, so it's more Ra pulling away from your hand that does it, but you're able to get your fingers around the edges of this thing and pull it out. And it left a pretty deep impression on his neck, but you only see that for a second because the next instant, Ra vanishes.
Fantastic.
And the sand where he was standing, it's smooth again, as if he was never there.
All right, who's next?
I'm stronger than me, please.
I'm not much stronger than you, but I definitely can help.
Alright, so who's getting pulled and who's doing the pulling?
I'm pulling, and I'm doing so to Samara next. Lotus, you're after that. I'll do myself last.
Do you guys have anything to say?
Me? You pull me when needed. I'm ready.
Okay, that's my roll for Samara.
Okay, that'll do it. You yank the device out of her neck, and she disappears, as do her footprints, and the tea she was drinking earlier is now gone.
Okay. Lotus, you ready?
Yank it out of me. I don't want to be here.
Yeah, so you pull it out of Lotus's head, and he's gone, and now it's just you and James.
I feel for mine in the back of my neck.
Okay. Yeah, we'll say you can find it. It's the back of your neck. You know it like the back of your hand.
Heh.
Go ahead and make a strength check to pull it out.
Aw. Well, that's what I get for saving everyone first.
I mean, I'd say I'd give you advantage. Yeah, go. I mean, it's not like you're gonna just give up. Oh, didn't work. Gave it a tug.
I mean,
No. What the hell?
I mean, could we be trying to pull it out of her while we're, I would assume, outside of this world?
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna jump over to the rest of them real quick. So you all wake up where you were, where you settled for a long rest, outside the collapsed tunnel, and in the middle of you, like the circle where you've laid down, next to Samara's open bag from where it fell out, is this small ornate golden device. Now that you can see it properly, it looks like a cow skull with like curved horns that wrap around to the front of it. And it was the back of it that you were seeing as it was jabbed into the front of their neck. Favor is not awake yet.
Can we check if she has one on her outside body?
You can either do a medicine check or an investigation check.
Yay.
Investigation.
All right. You check the back of her neck, and you see a small gold nubbin kind of creeping out from under her skin. It's small, and it doesn't look like the full device has been implanted, quote unquote. But there's something there. And back to Fabier. As you're trying to pull this thing out of your neck, then James is just kind of watching you. He's holding the peacock statue, like, to his chest. And he says, "So, are you to be my purpose?"
I will find you one. I promise. I give another tug.
Go ahead. Yep, roll a strength check with advantage this time.
Thank you for the advantage.
That'll do it. You successfully, you feel it come out of your neck, and it doesn't hurt per se, but you don't even have enough time to register what it feels like because you suddenly wake up, and the rest of you who are looking at her neck, the minute before she starts moving, then the nub just kind of disappears, and in its place there's a small mark. But you're all awake now. You all have horrible headaches, and you've still taken damage, raw, but you have successfully freed yourself from the dragon mind game puzzle.
And we all leveled up.
You know what? Yes, that's definitely deserving of a level.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah.
Can I have 2 levels?
Do not challenge me.
Oh,
You can each have 1 level as a treat.
Before we do, I tell Samara to wrap that up and take care of it. I have a promise I need to keep.
And I wrap it up in a cloth I have. Put it back in my bag.
We might need to get a new latch for your bag or something, because we can't let that happen again.
That's fair. I can't really keep this thing for too long. I have somewhere to put it. I have someone to give it to.
Yes, he needs a new purpose. Someone deserving of this kind of fate.
I can't tell if that's good or bad.
Neutral.
Fair enough.